Stage favorite Jessica Phillips, best known for her scene-stealing turns in Broadway's Next to Normal, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and Leap of Faith, is once again wowing audiences, this time all across the country, in the national tour of Dear Evan Hansen. As Evan's tender and resilient mom Heidi, Phillips is the emotional anchor of the Tony-winning Best Musical and is responsible for bringing scores of theatergoers to tears night after night. We chatted with Phillips about how it feels to be a part of this trailblazing show and the hopeful message it's bringing to new audiences across America. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Ryan.
It's so nice to see you.
It's great to see you, too.
Thanks for coming in here and chatting about Dear Evan Hansen with us.
My pleasure.
You have been away from Broadway for a few years. What was it about Dear Evan Hansen? What was it about the character of Heidi Hansen that lured you back and made you want to take this on?
It is such an incredible emotional ride. I mean, there are no actors I know that aren't interested in being a part of something like that. For me, I know that was the main attraction. I also, adore Michael Greif and the entire creative team. I have worked with Pasek and Paul before, and just in concert setting, but I hadn't done any of their shows yet, so I was really dying to. I think any piece of art that can sort of cut through and speak to people on a human level is a very attractive and interesting piece that I want to be a part of.
Absolutely. You've worked with some incredible composers. You've sang the songs of some of our most acclaimed songwriters. What excites you most about Pasek and Paul and this score that they've created?
Justin and Benj are incredibly detail-oriented, and they are so thoughtful and crafty about every note, every rest, every word that they choose. I mean, it's deliberate and it's beautiful. You don't even notice how detail-oriented it is because the groove is so amazing, because the music is so relatable, because it's so fun, because it's so moving. They have this sort of incredible ability to make you feel like it's all very easy.
Obviously, So Big, So Small is such a moment in the show, tears everywhere. What do you love most about that particular song? What do you love most about performing that number?
What's so remarkable about this song is that it allows Heidi to be at peace with herself for the first time, because that moment isn't about her. So for the first time in her journey through this piece, we see her settle and be able to say to her son, you've got this. And we haven't seen that from her before. It's a quiet moment where she can take a breath for the first time and say, this too shall pass, and I've got your back.
Yeah, no, and the relationship between Heidi and Evan is so crucial to, I think, the success of this piece, why it works so well. Tell me a little bit about what it's like working with Ben Levi Ross.
Well, he's a real diva, and no, I mean, I am so fortunate because Ben is probably one of the most extraordinary actors I've ever seen do anything. Like, he is remarkable, and he's heartbreaking in how vulnerable he is, and that is a dream for any scene partner. It just is. And he is just as gorgeous off stage as he is on. I mean, he's really a beautiful person that is open and available, and so we've had an opportunity to, to connect, and we get each other.
Totally, of course. Touring life is, it's a heck of a thing.
Yeah.
It's a big commitment to make. What about this opportunity right now for you made this adventure that you're about to be on worth it?
First of all, this piece is powerful enough that I didn't want to miss an opportunity to be a part of it. I didn't want to, and particularly to be a part of this touring company, because I am so excited that these fans across America, some of whom have never seen a live theater production, many of whom have never been to New York or have the means or the ability to come to New York to see a Broadway show, will have an opportunity to see this piece come to life. And that is incredibly special. And you know, I had to assess whether my kids were ready for that, and I think they are, and they're excited about it. They're excited to be a part of it, you know, sort of by proxy, and you know, they'll be flying out and visiting me a lot. They share with me this excitement about how special, how beautiful this piece is, and how important it is to tell this story.
And as Dear Evan Hansen crisscrosses the country, what mark, what after effect do you hope it leaves with people? What conversations do you hope families have? Like, overall, what do you hope the end of this year will have done for all of the theater goers and audiences that you've touched?
Yeah, I hope that people have the same conversations that I'm able to have with my kids, which have everything to do with, what did you think of that? Who did you connect to on that stage? And then to have that lead to more difficult conversations or more intimate conversations about how people are managing, how young people are managing their feelings about connectedness and isolation, how they're managing relationships with their peers, relationships with their siblings, with their parents. I mean, what's amazing about this show is that there are characters that everyone can relate to. So families, I'm hoping, will go together and be affected together and be able to have conversations about that.
Beautifully put. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for talking about this. Of course, good luck on the road.
Thanks.